This week, we're talking about the power of forgiveness. So last week, we talked about forgiving. This is the power of forgiveness. Do you understand how free your load's going to be when you know you've forgiven others? Because remember, when you don't forgive others, it actually means you're still connected to them. If I don't loose somebody from a debt, and remember, forgiveness is connected to a legal stance, and you can also call it debt. It's called debtors. Forgive those that I hold in debt. I loose those people that I have a right. I have a right to demand. Now, lots of things people didn't mean to hurt us. We're not talking about those things, but clearly when people have wronged us, they've created a debt. But as long as now I'm the debt collector, you're going to have to be a debt collector for a long time. If you can't get over it, you may be a debt collector for something for 20 years. No. And that keeps you connected to the debt as much as they are connected to the debt, and they're not paying. Come on. You have to get to the mentality. But debts connect to our emotions. Someone said something, did something. If legally, sometimes we can just let go of it. Okay, Lord, I let go of that. And it's good to say it out loud. I let go of that. I forgive this person. By the way, if you go to them and say, I'm forgiving you, it's not going to do you much good. You could create a whole new problem. This is about you and God. And then if they need forgiveness or they come and ask you forgiveness, you quickly say, I've already forgiven you. And so the emotion, though, is why sometimes people say, I don't know whether I've forgiven. I've seen power of God land on people they couldn't receive because they had hardness in their heart, which is unforgiveness. If you want to have a softer heart, guess what? You have to keep forgiving. Now, it's not easy because people have been abused. People have been really hurt. That's a different thing we're going to teach you on how to let go. We're not treating it lightly, but we can't afford to let you be trapped in something that someone did to you illegally wrong 10 years ago. They wounded you then, they hurt you then, they stole from you then. You cannot allow them to keep stealing from you 10 years later. So you must exercise your authority and say, I'm loosing them. I'm going to let God deal with them. I'm going to deal with me and God. And we're going to teach you some little secrets here on how to get free. And what I'm going to ask you to do this week is write down people that you think you might still have something against. And it certainly could include you, because lots of times that's one of the biggies that we have something against ourselves. Ask yourself, could I have something against God? And then I want you to, or am I just really angry? Whenever I think of that person, I'm really angry, but I'm not holding anything against them. No, I'm not. I'm just angry. I just don't like them. Write their name down. And then later you'll go one by one and you say, Lord, can you help me with this person? And then I'm going to give you a secret right now before we go to the next session. The secret right now is always go on your list to the easiest person to forgive. And when you go to that person that's on your list, maybe you'll have 10 people, maybe you'll have 3, maybe you'll have 103. You've got a week's worth of work. You go to the easiest person on that list, and then you'll ask the Lord, and then you listen inside. See, the Holy Spirit's going to help you listen inside of you. And you might have already forgiven them, but you don't know that you've forgiven them. So you're kind of still carrying that little chain inside of you. And then you're going to say, no, I actually have forgiven them. And then we're going to teach you on how to let go of that emotional connection that's lying to you. Because the enemy will say, you haven't forgiven them. You have forgiven them. You've done it legally. You've said it with your mouth, but it's emotionally connected to you. So we're going to help you with that. Oh, wow. Put that list down. Who am I frustrated with, angry with? Don't tell them. Write it down. And then you and God will talk about each of those people. Start with the easiest one. And then when you talk to the Lord about that and say, Lord, I let go. And then what happens? You go to the next one. And then what happens? You get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger as you go up the list. That's it. Come on.